I don't think it's impossible for you to do microtransactions for a VTT like this. We would just have to figure out what the fuck those microtransactions would be for, and your VTT needs to be complete. It would need to be done. It sounds like right now this is just not finished, and it sounds like they're sick of spending money on it, so they're gonna like let it go with a flaccid launch. You could sell monsters, sell a big pack, right? But like maybe it's like what you need. Okay, well here's like the kobold pack. Okay, cool. Well, like here's the kobold, but like he's actually really angry at this guy over here. He's pointing and he's I don't know, choking a chicken. All right, not like that. I meant an actual chicken.
That was a poor choice.
Look, you know that would be the most popular mini on their fucking site.
Here's the thing: it's not going to work as well as because a video game, you have a preset world. They've done the game for you. You're just adding on to it. The problem with RPGs is we're making the world every time we play it. So it's that much more work. It's like they didn't realize that was going to be an issue.
You know how they could have done that microtransaction thing without pissing everybody off? I'll tell you right now. Do I throw them the freebie here? Because we recommended this at one point during the Influencer Summit, and they didn't seem to bite.
They're not going to listen to you. Just say it. They're not going to listen to you.
You know. Hey, WotC, here's what you would do, okay? You open up your marketplace for all third-party developers to add stuff onto it, okay? Sure, you need to curate it. You open it up to where third-party creators can add their stuff on there, with the caveat that you all are still owed a royalty of 20%, okay? What you still make for it over on DriveThruRPG. Now, you're going to get a lot of creators that want to come over and add that shit, because now they're no longer paying the 50% or the 30% required for DriveThruRPG sales, okay? You are getting 20% of all sales for a marketplace that more people would want to come to, and you cut a you cut a middleman out. Roll20 would not like this. I like the Roll20 peeps, but like you guys refusing to work with the community, you are literally punching yourselves in the dick. This is such an easy win. You guys
be a flood of things. The creators are out there. I mean, like Turbo Squid exists,
and it opens up a whole different thing. The minis that you're going to have for the VTT. Oh, people can now just submit STLs to use with your guys. You Wizards. This shows how out of touch with the community you guys kind of are, because you guys didn't think of this. Why would people not be able to make their own STL and upload it over here into Sigil and use it as a monster on the board? You guys could have done so much cool shit with this, and you just didn't. It's not, I don't even think that it's necessarily on the developers. If I think of this right here, surely the people that it was their day job thought about doing stuff like this and were told not to. Yeah, basically turning D&D Beyond into Steam. I mean, kind of. I mean, it's more so into like the DM's Guild. 20% is already their cut at the DM's Guild, with the other 30% going to one bookshelf, right? Or is that the other way around? Yes, you have it correct. Wizards of the Coast gets 20% of everything on the DM's Guild. One bookshelf gets the other 30%. If you were just to sell it through D&D Beyond, right, then let's even say this. They still say we are going to take 30%. I'm still taking that deal, and they're making more money off of it being on their storefront than they are over on the DM's Guild. It's insane that they never thought of doing this.
Oh, I was going to comment on the Steam thing, because like a lot of people, yes, okay, we look at Steam and we do criticize a lot because they're basically a monopoly. They're basically the one that popularized like not owning your content. You're just kind of like renting it from them and stuff like that. But on the same note, like Steam has done everything right. Yeah. They have great customer service. You can return stuff like no problem. Like they make there's a reason they're a monopoly. Like they made all the right choices that all the other platforms haven't. If someone just copied that for something like this, it'd be a big deal.
If they let people upload STLs, people would just pop over to MZ4250 and download every mini ever for free. Okay, so you can put a cap on this. You have this many slots to upload like a custom miniature, and that's what you can do. That's not how many times you can use it, it's just how many upload slots you have. If you want to bring on another one, you got to delete one of your others.
That's
I think that would at least slow the pacing
how this
down.
Works. Like, I don't know if you know it or not. How much of this is hosted by a person on their computer, and how much of this is hosted on the servers?
Dude, that's the thing that I was like baffled by. I was like, well, is it rendered and then sending a video feed out to all the other computers? Or is every computer trying to render the scene? You know what I mean? Like for that person.
Yeah.
I'm
assuming it's like positional data and stuff like that. Like they don't have to render, like one machine doesn't have to render the graphics for all of them. But like, who's doing the rendering? Is it the host? Do they have servers storing and sending some of the positional data out? Like, I don't know how much of the server load they're running here, and that's gonna be a big deal for them.
Katie, you start giving them ideas. No, here's the fun thing. I can throw them out these kinds of ideas like this. I mean, like, guys, I've already made these recommendations and straight up told Wizards of the Coast these recommendations in direct communication with them. I've already told them this shit. Whenever I went to the Influencer Summit, these were suggestions we were already fucking giving them. They don't fucking listen. Like, if we tell them, like, hey, we want a thing, and they're like, oh, well, not enough people bitched at us on Twitter in order to get it, then, like, I don't know, dude. I don't, like, yeah. It's like, a lot of us really tried in that summit. We were more so concerned about the OGL situation than we were about any shit that was going on with the VTT. In fact, we cut the VTT conversation short to talk about the OGL situation. Whenever it came to us finding out any info on the VTT, dude, the entire room was fucking... Nobody gave a shit. Nobody fucking cared. We were more invested in trying to figure out how everybody's revenue was going to get protected. How to make sure that, like, the creative spirit of the hobby was still, like, a thing for 5e. Once it became kind of clear that, like, oh, okay, well, this is what we're discussing or whatever. Once we got past the OGL conversation, they moved us directly over into, talking about weapon masteries for the first time. Wait, I'm pretty sure that was the first time that they had announced that publicly, but yeah. We didn't really know at that time. It just seemed like this is the thing that's in development now. And everyone was like, okay, can you tell us what the system specs we're going to need on it are? Nope. Okay. Well, then we want to know why the fuck Kyle Brinks, you know, like, we want to know who said that shit about they won and so did we. It was funny whenever people were asking questions like that, like, hey, who said they won and so did we? And they were just like sitting there with a microphone, like looking around like, all right, do we have another question? Rightfully so. I mean, hey, I was sitting there just like, hey, you're the motherfuckers who threw me under the bus to comicbook.com. Like, let me hear some shit. They won and so did we was the moment for you. That is one of the greatest fucking lines in just, that is so close to like, let them eat cake. God damn, it's so funny.
Or don't you have phones?
Don't you have phones? It's gotta be, I mean, let them eat cake is like the premier ignorance of the rich, like famous last words before we just fucking take you to the guillotine kind of shit. I mean, of course, for its fame, don't you guys have phones is still way up there, but goddamn, they won and so did we is so good. Oh, god damn it, it's funny. I think that Hasbro could unfuck this. I think they could, and they could still basically keep themselves up ahead. They can do a lot of brand healing and good faith building here in the next year that will basically require fucking nothing from them. My number one suggestion would be release anything that was made by TSR that you all currently hold the rights to into the public domain. Release all of that into the public domain. All the old adventures, you guys want to do your own thing on it for 5th edition? Okay, that's fine. You're not releasing, they'll never do that. I know, I'm just saying, if they wanted to build up good faith, here's what they would do. If they did open up their marketplace, sick. The other really cool thing that they could do here is release that 20% royalty on the DM's Guild and reduce that down to like 10%. Or 0. Because there are a ton of people who are very hesitant to purchase anything from third-party creators over on the DM's Guild because you all take a 20% cut. If you basically want to do some really cool shit and be like, hey, you know what? We hurt the community and it really sucks that we hurt some of the people who are the most dedicated to this game and spent their own time helping us out and making cool content for our game. As a result, we are releasing our royalty moving forward on the DM's Guild. You make stuff over there.
Yeah.
Drive-through RPG is still going to take their cut. We're not taking our 20% anymore. You guys get it. Fucking, you know how many people that were so burned by the OGL they stopped making shit for D&D would come back immediately? The cut sticks. The bigger issue is DM's Guild is the sheer amount of chef you have to wade through to find people's stuff. Yes, this is the other portion of that. This would require Roll20 if they were actually interested in making the DM's Guild better, which I think they are, by the way. I think they are. Talking with people like Jack and Meredith at Roll20, I think they're all great peeps. I think that everyone at Roll20 seems to be a fantastic individual, all that stuff. I get people don't like Drive-Thru RPG, but there's no contract on Drive-Thru RPG like there is for DM's Guild, and no exclusivity either. Yeah, no, for sure.
Oh, sort of. It's like a 3-month thing to be not exclusive.
If you are exclusive, it's a 30% royalty cut that they take, and if you aren't exclusive, it's a 35%. I still think that it's kind of worth it just to get something in front of people. I mean, Free League still sells their stuff over on Drive-Thru RPG and their own website.
All the major companies do.
Roll20 takes 30% for their site. Yeah, I mean, yes, I get that. Yeah, I'm actually fine with that. They're advertising it for me. Dude, it being up on Drive-Thru RPG is free marketing for you. Unironically. Like, it's good. Everyone still has their own storefront to get the same thing, but customers also have their catalogs on one bookshelf, and one bookshelf have an almost seamless integration for uploading backers from Kickstarter to drop your stuff to them. Yeah, that too. Yeah, they do make it very easy to fulfill. As well as, like, I mean, print on demand. If you don't want to go through a printer like what I'm doing for offset printing, if you don't mind doing print on demand for your thing, Drive-Thru RPG is still really good at fulfilling that. It might not be the prettiest book in the world because the ink is still kind of odd with them, and they don't do duplex printing, which, like...
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Lightning Source, but even though I don't really like Lightning Source, I'm still going to do a print on demand for some of my stuff through them because it's so easy and it's so convenient for everybody.
And they fulfill worldwide. Yeah. No fucking problem. Yeah. The thing for me is I wanted to do offset because it was cheaper for the run, and I could have inventory on stock to sell through my own like store and everything. I feel like that would be kind of cool. But I do think that the age of, like, you know, 2019, 2020, where people were just buying a shitload of stuff, anything TTRPG, throw money at it, throw money at it, throw money at it. I do kind of wonder if we're not just past that golden age, but I don't know, man. I don't know if people are going to be spending more on TTRPG in the next, like, 5 years even. The stream is still going nice. Yeah, we're probably going to wrap it up soon-ish. Because, I mean, really my take on this right now is just like, what? It's just fucking dead, right? Like, it's wild. I really feel bad for those 30 people that were let go from this.
It's not like they're all new people. I mean, that one guy's been there since 1995.
Yeah, I really think it's about time that they finally kick Chris Cox out. I think it's about time for Basic Expert and basically all of the TSR published modules to be entered into the public domain. Don't do any of the stuff that Wizards of the Coast released yet. Okay, that's their thing. Okay, yeah. Y'all didn't write the TSR modules. Enter that into the public domain. This stuff was written. I mean, Lord Schick is still alive. He actually did stuff on Baldur's Gate, which crazy. Enter that stuff into the public domain to where other people can use it in other systems as well. I would already think that that's such a huge, huge, huge service you could do to the entire community. They've got to work on building up some good faith, because sure as shit, their product line is not keeping people interested enough to keep D&D successful. They've got to earn some good faith here, and I think the best ways that they can probably do that are to start giving back to the community, because they've been doing a lot of taking for the last 10 years, and they haven't really been doing much of fucking dog shit for giving.